So how do you feel the difference between like a digital nomad or a tourist versus an expat? Are they one and the same, or is there actually a big difference?
There's a big spectrum. So there's tourists. To my mind, there's tourists, digital nomads, expats, immigrants, and then there's like the true, you've just completely immigrated and become and gone native. I guess you'd say gone native would be the last. So tourists are what they are. We all know tourists. They come and go. They do their thing. The new addition is this digital nomad. And that had a prior iteration. We were talking, I think, off air before we went on, but about when I came in, and we were kind of talking about how you come up. It's like climbing a cliff in certain ways. I was very fortunate in that the first 2 years I didn't have to worry so much about getting the work. Like there was enough work coming in for me that I was pretty well okay on that side. So I was just sort of getting acclimated. Now, I later had to deal with the problems that most people have right up front. In my third, fourth, and fifth years, I dealt with that. Most people deal with that right at the beginning. I was fortunate, but in many ways, it had added challenges by doing it differently. The difference being, so nobody really came in at the same time I came in. There's not a lot of people that are like my age, that are like early 40s, between 40 and 45. You'll meet a ton of people here now, especially, that are like right under 30. But like somebody that's been out here almost 20 years that's my age, it's pretty hard. Like when I do, I'm always like, we usually end up being pretty good friends because we have a lot of the same experiences and things. But no, there weren't a ton of people coming in at that time. You got to remember, we were coming off the global financial crisis. We were going into that 6, 7, and 8. That was why I left the state. It was a big reason because I was looking around. I was like, oh, let's see what this Asia thing's all about. And then, so when I came in, it was still very old school. Like you had to go in. I never have been here without a B visa. I always had a B.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was always in non-immigrant status, and so I didn't even come in the tourist side. I was planning to work down here. The nomads are different from the expats. Retirees, take this how you want to take it. No offense. Like I just would put all retirees into the expat category because that's the universe that they live in. They're not that some of them like to work or have something going on the side or offshore or whatever, but most of them just want to be in Thailand and hang out, and that's that. The nomads have plans. I don't know if their plans are gonna go anywhere all the time, but they do have a different mentality. Matt Smith, we were talking about Doug Casey earlier, and he's a guy that talks to Doug from time to time, and Matt Smith brought up a good point in one podcast I saw years back where he said, the problem with nomads is they're somewhere between really putting down roots and being a tourist. So it's kind of like how like the Marriott has like residential side. That's where the nomads are at. They're still in a hotel, but they're in like the monthly rentals.
Yeah.
And then your true expat has really transitioned over to, I need a work permit, I'm paying taxes here. The big through line through all nomads is they're constantly always trying to avoid tax in like all jurisdictions. No offense, I get it. They've been especially their demography and the timing of like how they've come up. It's kind of compelled them to be truly nomadic and have to wander around through all these jurisdictions so they're not getting banged over the head by tax because it's hard enough to make money online or whatever it is they're doing. I get the thinking. It makes complete and total sense. But that mentality is very different from expats.
Right.
We were talking on the way over here about British Chamber of Commerce, and this old boy who used to run British Chamber of Commerce, a guy by the name of Greg, I'm forgetting his last name, but I remember talking to him years ago. He just looked at me. I don't remember in the context of what, but he just looked at me and he goes, do you know who pays the top rate of taxes in Thailand? Do you know who's constantly in the top? It's always foreigners.
Yeah.
It's the expat community. So the difference between nomads and expats, to my mind, is you're an expat if you're sitting here and you're chucking out some tax money.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're probably a nomad. Or
If you enjoyed this clip and want to watch more like it, click here. And if you want to watch the full video, click here.